Hello everybody. Welcome to the hopefully very quick screencast on Module 2 for EDSC591. As you can see, I am on our titanium page and I'm going to scroll down to the beginning of Module 2. And as you can see in Module 2, we're dealing with the core proposition. 2, teachers know the subjects they teach and how to teach those subjects to students. So we're talking about content knowledge and pedagogical content specific knowledge. The key assignment or the signature assignment for this module will be a collaborative standards concept map and with a personal reflection. And that's a mouthful, but what it means is you're going to be in small subject specific groups where you build online together collaboratively a concept map that helps us map both teaching standards and content specific standards and establishes key themes that emerge. And then once you've finished that group map, you are going to write a personal reflection that accompanies that map and submit that at the end of these 2 weeks. So let's take a look at Module 2. Here you'll find a link to the student groupings. And these are actually by subject-specific areas, but when there's more than 3 or 4 of you in a given subject, then in fact you're broken into smaller groups. I will talk this module particularly about the whole subject-specific group, which could be anywhere from 2 to 5 students, or I'll talk about your smaller subject groupings, and that should be 2 or 3 people that you'll work with to create your concept map. So we begin in week 3, reading chapter 2 of your textbook, and a seminal article that was written by Schulman that really broke open our concept of not only having to know our content, but know how to teach our content. And it's such a seminal work that I wanted you to read it directly. So that's what you'll start with this week. You are hopefully watching the Module 2 screencast. And this week, remember, you will be completing your peer review of what was turned in at the end of Module 1, the teaching philosophy statement. So as we begin week 3, you will be assigned a peer's teaching philosophy statement, and you are being asked to peer review it or assess it. And that's due at the end of the 3rd week. We then have a discussion forum on pedagogical content knowledge. And I ask you to do an individual teaching standards chart. The individual standards teaching chart, due at the end of the 3rd week, is simply mapping the California standards for teaching profession, the 5 core propositions of the National Board, and individual content area and age category standards for the National Board. And I give you a little template that you may use or not, but I'm just asking you at a high level to map these 3 sets of standards, each individually. This way you have done your homework to begin your group work. The group work is done in the 4th week or the 2nd week of this module, and this is where you'll work in small groups to build a concept map. We will meet together by subject, so all of math, all of science, all of social science, all of world language. We'll all meet in a web conference using Adobe Connect to talk about what you found individually when you mapped the teaching standards and to make sure you're in sync and ready to go with your group collaborative map. Those maps will be done using a variety of web tools. I suggest maybe looking at Poplet, but I give you a colleague's website that lists lots of collaborative mapping, concept mapping tools. You can choose any or all of them. We've had several people before use Prezi to do their concept map. I've even had people use Google Slides or Google Draw to do their concept. The initial map should focus on in your teaching, your individual charts, and come up with a graphic representation that you agree to that sort of establishes themes of how the California standards for teaching profession and the 5 core propositions of National Board, and then the individual content area and age specific category for the National Board Standards. And you just need to pick one. Everyone just should agree on one set of these standards. And then once you get a preliminary map, which I'd like you to aim to get available by September 17th, you then go back and refine it. Take a look at the California-specific, content-specific standards that are appropriate for your area and refine it as needed to reflect all these standards. Now this overall concept map needs to be done by September 20th, because that's also when you need to do a personal reflection. So you'll turn in a document that is the personal reflection piece plus a link to your group's concept map. Hopefully by Thursday the 17th, you will have entered in the link that your group is looking to into the database. You'll click add an entry, and you only have to do this one per group. Maybe just put your first names in for the group and then paste the URL and any text and just put it in here in the database. That way everybody can take a look at everybody else's concept maps. And as I said, at the end of it, you will turn in the link to that concept map and individually write a reflection, answering the prompts that I've made available. This should be a minimum of 2 pages, double-spaced, maximum of 4. Write concisely and emphasize the big ideas. Submit this via Titanium and include a link to your concept map. Don't forget to review the rubric by which this will be evaluated. So with that, we're done for the tour of Module 2. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to email me, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. I look forward to this adventure. Getting into the standards is the first time we start to get some concrete guidelines for our practice. Have a good 2 weeks. I look forward to seeing you online.